How are you guys doing? Good to see you again after such a long time. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're settling in well. I hope those of you who are feeling excited are feeling even more excited right now. And those of you who are feeling anxious are feeling settled in, a little bit more confident. Those who are feeling nervous are feeling like, they don't need to be nervous anymore. I hope you're finding support amongst each other, right? And I hope that all the resources we are sharing with you are also coming in handy every single day. It's almost halfway through week two. So, the role is on, right? I know you're diving into the content. We see all the activity you're getting into, but we also understand that you might still be running into a few challenges, especially around your submission of the week two content and probably week one content too. And yeah, that's why we are here. This is an office hour session. It's like a clinic session. So you basically walk in, you let us know what challenges you're running into, and we're going to help you troubleshoot those. But in addition to that, we've also identified from your conversations, but also from previous sessions like this, that there is key areas that we need to maybe double down on and touch on to make sure that you are ready to be as productive as possible. And that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we are doing today. This is the Milestone Office Hour support session. And myself, I'm Kennedy, if we've not met before online, and I'm co-hosting with Pauline. We're very excited to be here and to take you through this. Pauline, how are you doing?
Hi Kennedy. Hi everybody. I am good and excited to walk us through the session.
Awesome. I see we are joining from everywhere, as always. It's always so nice to see the different flags just show up. That's my favorite part. And then the second favorite part is when people get super specific and then they just assume everybody will understand where Thika is. That's just awesome, right? But good to see you guys from Nigeria, from Kenya, from South Africa, Cameroon, every single place. Happy to see the diversity and the numbers are increasing. If your peers are not here and you have their contacts, please reach out to them and just be like, hey, join our session. Maybe they didn't receive our communications from earlier today so that everybody gets help. If you're having connection issues or something like that, don't worry. This session is recorded, so we're going to share a recorded version of this later on. So let's keep the chat section and the Q&A to impactful, deliverable-oriented questions rather than questions around, hey, is this recorded? Where do I find this and that? So just wanted to put that out of the way. We're going to go through a quick check-in prompt, and then we're going to have a quick deliverable walkthrough. And then we're going to give you a demo about how to go around your peer coaching. We've been talking a lot about the need for you to find a peer to work with. So we're going to tell you why it's important for you to find a peer to work with. And then, of course, as always, we're going to give a few minutes for you to ask your questions, possibly live during the Q&A session. So we hope you're looking forward to that. And then after that, we'll tell you what the rest of the week is going to look like and let you go forth and prosper. I hope that sounds good to all of us. I'm seeing a number of hands up already. Don't worry, guys, we'll get to you. Let's see what we need to focus on to make sure we get the best out of this session today. So how do we engage? Let's make sure that we stay attentive again, because it's better to get all the content you need here than go make time to rewatch the session. As much as rewatching the session is important, but if you pay attention here, you might find it helpful within the hour, and then you can use your time more efficiently out there. Make sure that if you have questions, you're submitting those through the
Hi,
Q&A.
hi Kennedy. Could
Yeah,
you please check your volume? We are
it's
struggling a
low.
bit too. It keeps going down, yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. If it goes down again, let me know. After this slide, I'll grab my headphones and then we'll be good to go. So just make sure you stay attentive. Make sure that you're having fun while you're doing this. Make sure that if you have questions, you're putting them in the Q&A section rather than in the chat, because as you can see, the chat is moving very fast. So if you put your questions in the chat, we'll probably not see those, right? Cool. Hope you're aligned now. We're going to have a quick icebreaker, right? Something to just warm up the room, get us in the mood, get us excited before we get into the real stuff, right? So there's a quick question for you. What's what new thing did you notice or appreciate about someone in your squad this week? So I've been noticing a lot of engagement in the squads. I've been noticing a lot of engagement in the Egypt squads, Ghana squads, Kenya and Nigeria. You guys are killing it. South Africa, of course, Rwanda. You guys are interacting with each other. I'm noticing trends where there's people who are on top of their game, always showing up every day, supporting their peers. Some of you are coming up with insights. I saw somebody from Egypt offering to help everybody else in Egypt get jobs in Upwork. So that was amazing for free. That was really good to see. What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of activity in the squads, and I'd just like to hear from you guys, what's one or two things you noticed that you'd like to appreciate about someone in your squad this week. We're going to look at the charts, and then Pauline will let us know if we can also maybe let a few people just unmute and let us know what is exciting about their community spaces. But I'll be looking at the charts now. Christabel is saying her squad mates are making everything easier. The squads are amazing for Troy. Oh, somebody made new friends last week already. That's so fast, guys. People are always willing to help. We love to see it. Yeah, you can mention the names of the peers you want to appreciate. Just shout out. Let's make it an unsung hero segment. There's so many of us. There's so many of us showing up for each other. We normally might not get the chance to appreciate every single person, but if there's somebody you know by name and you'd like to shout them out, just shout them out in the squad so that we all share all the positive energy. I'm seeing a number of hands raised. I'm not sure if these are people who want to give their shout outs live. We'll assume so. But the general sentiment in the chat is that the squads are amazing. People are lovely. I'm seeing shout outs to Fess, shout outs to Ashira. Brenda is saying the Kenyan team is awesome. All the peers from Zimbabwe are amazing. I love to see that, considering that we don't have a dedicated Zimbabwe squad space. And yet, the Zimbabweans have still found a way to just interact. So I'm seeing a few people from Cameroon saying they don't have a squad, they don't know how to interact with their peers. There is ways, right? There is ways, and we can talk about those later on. Somebody's asking how they join a squad. Ese and Justina, Elizabeth thinks you're amazing, right? So keep helping her. The Kenyan WhatsApp team is amazing. Kudos to everyone in there. Tiffany, shout out from Joyce from South Africa, and Christine from Nigeria. You guys are killing it.
I saw someone saying they got support from a Kenyan at 5 a.m. Now that's commitment. Bongani says Esther from Kenya supported them at 5 a.m.
Esther, you're doing amazing. We love to see that. People are showing up for each other, and I can't even keep up with the chats anymore. Pauline, please help me as I grab my headphones.
Sure thing. I also see Joy, you're shouting out Okech, Emily, for following up and reminding you every day to do your quizzes and do your milestones. We celebrate you, Emily, for helping Joy. I see more Kenyans being celebrated. Let me see who else. Yeah, the Ghana team. Someone says the Ghana team is super. Most people are always ahead, so you get on your toes to run. I like that. I like that. Nobody is letting up. And someone is talking about shout out to Emanuela Ifioma, my engaging peer, always reaching out. Thanks, Carl. Now you can pay it forward and be the one who is always reaching out. I hope you get a chance to next time be the person who is celebrated. I see you, Zambia. Yeah, you probably have a squad. You just don't know it's a squad. We will show you where a squad is in a minute. Back to you, Kennedy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pauline. As I said earlier, the sentiment across the board is that people are willing to help. And if anything, as Pauline has said, if you receive help, please pay it forward. There's so many of us. There's some of us who are probably coming from rather reserved ecosystems. And, we each of us needs a little bit of help to just, get over the bar. Once learning week starts, as you will realize this week, things can move really fast. And if you're doing this by yourself, it can get a little bit difficult, right? So we want you to show up for each other, whether it's for people within your country or outside your country. Remember that we're moving together as a group. It's just going to be a lot more fun if everybody that started this journey graduates at the end. It's going to be the best feeling ever. So kudos, guys. We'll keep shouting you out in the squads and in our other communication channels. And again, if I'm seeing a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a number of people saying they don't know where their squads are. Either you're in the squad and you don't know where it is, but if you believe and you're confident it's a technical issue, kindly let the technical team know through the links we've shared with you before. Yeah, thank you, guys. Let's get into some of our initial updates and guide throughs.
All right, everybody. So right now what we are gonna do is we will take a minute to walk you through what you're supposed to be doing, because some of you may be struggling with that, finding your way. Some of you probably already have submitted your milestone, so you're just here to support. We celebrate you, and you can answer. If you see a question in the chat and you know the answer to that question, you can feel free to support the people who are struggling. But we are going to do a quick walkthrough. Let me just do a quick screen share of the squad so that yes, like Kennedy has said in the chat, the community on eHub is the squad, in case you're wondering. So I'll show you where to find that in a second. Let me just find the screen. Nope, that's not it. So this is it. Once you log into eHub, the home page, you should be seeing this. This is what you see. You see all these elements. So where you find your squad or community is you click on these 9 dots and then you click community. When you click community, it takes you to your squad. This is where you find your squad. Okay. So there is the larger, our community. This is where everybody in ALX can see what we are about, where the physical hubs can be found and all that. But that's not where our main focus is. Our main focus is on virtual assistant. So you will be seeing virtual assistant and then 02 2026. And you will be seeing this first page here. This is where we keep referring to program resource page. And this is where you find all the resources that we share with you. We post them here. So, and we also post announcements every week. At the start of the week, we share communications here and on different days as well. So what you're supposed to be doing is already posted here. There's a video guide to show you what you're supposed to do in week 2. So essentially, you should not be struggling because we've already done this. We are just here for people who really cannot find their way on eHub. And people who just feel they need a sense of reassurance that they're doing the right thing. So These communications are very important. We've already sent these in your email, but there is a quick access, a place where you want to find out what's happening in every week of your learning. So for week 2, we have a guide, we have the event, we have the onboarding survey alert in case you've not shared your feedback on your experience with the first week. Please go ahead and share your feedback here. Click on this link, and when you see these are hyperlinks. If you click on it, it takes you to something, to a link, okay? And when you see a blue highlight or an underline, that means there's a link there. If you click on those words, then it's an active link, and you're supposed to follow it and do whatever the instructions were telling you to do, okay? Because some of you are struggling because maybe you don't know it's a hyperlink. If you click on this Zoom, it gives you the link to join. For those who are saying they struggle with joining our Zoom meetings, you're supposed to register first. When you register here, then you register and join. It gives you a link to join this meeting. So those are elements that you guys were talking about. There's a link for Leah, our 24-hour AI support. We have fed it with all the answers that you need. You can go and click on it. And then there's the ALX support team for people who, after this, still feel they have a technical issue. Then you click on this link and submit a ticket. And there's a team deliberately put there to help you troubleshoot your technical issues, okay? And then the resources that we are talking about, as you can see, there was comms from last week. You should have seen these from last week. You can see the announcement for week 2 is here. You can see the recordings for last week. There's a recording, onboarding AMA session. What else? So many things. So you must scroll. You must scroll. There are video guides for all weeks. When we come to week 3, we will add a video guide here for you to be able to engage and watch and know what you're supposed to do, okay? We've made it very easy for you to learn. And I don't think you get such experiences in many places for your learning. So please make sure you're interacting with this page. And if you don't learn, by the way, at this point, it's on you, okay? Because we've given you every resource that you're supposed to have. For the peer finder tool, it's here as well. And then the squad, not to belabor the point, the squad is here. So you will be seeing a second page here. So this is what we mean by a squad. This is what we mean by community. So there are people who are in the squad. You can find them, like you can see this squad specifically has 417 members. You can literally talk to any of these people. You can post here. There is the same communication that was sent on eHub is also in your squad. Okay. You can see, you can talk, you can ask for help here. You can post like the way you post on social media. I don't remember you being taught how to post on Instagram. So here, a new post, it's right there. We expect you to be tech savvy, right? You are gonna be working with executives. We do not expect you to be asking, how do I post on my squad? Do you ask anybody how to post on TikTok, right? Yeah, will you be asking your manager, how do I send an email? Yeah. No, that's not an expectation here at ALX. And if you do have that question, it's okay. Go to a peer. Find a peer, go to a squad. Like this person here, you can click on their name, go to their profile and send them a message. You can send, where do I send this person a message? Excuse me. Comments, you can even comment on their, sorry, I'm forgetting where to send a message, but you can navigate and find out where to do that, okay? My account is not allowed to send messages because you guys are not allowed to send me DMs. because we have places that you get support, live support. So that's why I'm not seeing the DM feature on the post. But you can DM somebody on your squad. You can also post like Zakia has posted here. You can ask for help publicly or privately. All right. So I hope that clears it for people who are asking, where is my squad? As you can see, we have Egypt, we have Nigeria, we have Kenya, we have Ethiopia, we have South Africa. These squads are mostly, they're named in the countries that we are physically. We have a physical presence right now. But for the countries like Zambia, Uganda, name your country. If you cannot see your country here, then you're likely in this squad, ALX Africa. Okay. So don't say I don't have a squad because I cannot see my country. You're likely in ALX Africa. Even if you're a Kenyan and maybe there was a technical issue, you found yourself in ALX Africa, it's okay. It's okay to interact with someone from Morocco. All right. I hope that has cleared everything. I'm gonna stop a quick share and then go back to sharing now what you're supposed to be doing for this week. A quick walkthrough. And really, I shouldn't be showing you this because we have shared with you the video guide, but it's okay since we have this session. So week two, you're here. This is your homepage, your learning portal, and there are people who will be asking, how do I go here? Go to eHub and click on the 9 dots that I showed you guys. Click on it and click on the learning and then continue to the learning portal. Or ask a fellow peer to help you how to navigate to this place. So resume your learning. At this point, you should be in week 2. So here is your content. Welcome to week 2. We have this lovely lady here, Prudence, telling you what it is that you're supposed to be
Hello,
doing.
VA. It's me, your facilitator, Prudence.
All right, click and watch that. It will give you a quick summary of week 2. Like I told you last week, or we told you last week, these elements are very interactive. So you have to click on it. This gives you a video transcript of what Prudence was talking about for those who like, what are they called? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. The words that appear on video, I've forgotten. Hey, English. And then what happened in week 1, a quick reminder or recap of what you should have done in week 1, and then you mark complete and you move on to the next module, right? Or the next learning content. So make sure that you're clicking on these interactive elements so that you don't miss your learning. And then, guys, instructions. You must love to read. If you're here at ALX, you need to love to read, because if you're going to also be working with executives, you can't say, I'm a young person, I only work with videos. What will be happening to emails if you must respond to 20, 50 clients in a day via emails? Will you say, I don't read, I only work on TikTok? Is that it? Is that the kind of executive support you're going to be offering? So you must love to read. As you can see, there are instructions on what you're supposed to do. So you read. You must follow the content step by step. Yeah. Don't come to week 2 and then you jump all the way to the end because you're so curious. You will be so confused. You won't know what you're supposed to do. So go by design, okay? Just it's very intuitive. Yeah. This click on the downward arrow, it will display all the stuff you're supposed to do for that module. What is a VA? Go through everything step by step. Here it is telling you week 2 milestone. So you have an understanding. Like I said earlier, you see these are hyperlinks. If you click on it, something appears. It takes you maybe to a different page. So it's taking you to where it explains the project for week 2. All right, just come first and read what you're supposed to be doing for week 2. Interact with the elements here. This will direct you to, different pages as well, but within the learning part. But don't go doing the milestone yet. Come back to this page, go through the content, read, recap quiz, what you're supposed to do, then complete. Yeah. You'll be learning all these things, all these interactive elements. Yeah. Interactive elements. These will help you to become more comfortable with online learning, virtual work. Some of you are here because you want to transit into working remotely. How will you work remotely if you cannot follow content, learning content only online by yourself? Yeah. And then, so we are going to jump to week 2 milestone because I've shown you how to read. I'll not be doing that for yourself. So week 2 milestone is at the very end. It's the last thing that you do in your learning, the very, very end. So you come here and you read your baseline skills and your peer coaching experience. Now it's your turn to tell us how your skills. So there's that reflective element. And then, like I said, there are instructions on how to do your milestone for the week. A milestone is also a project. It's the project that you will be doing for the whole week. So for week 2, read the instructions. By now, you are part of a squad on the eHub, the squads that I just showed you. Find a peer in your squad and schedule a time to have a phone or a video call with them as soon as possible. So this can be on Google Meet. It can be on a phone call if they're within your country. It can be on WhatsApp. It can be on Zoom. You can schedule a Zoom. Then you should take about 30 to 60 minutes, and you will need time to complete your write-up after the call. So make sure you've scheduled at least 2 hours to make sure that you're working through your peer activity and also scheduling some time for your reflection, because the reflection is what you will be submitting. I hope that is clear, right? You will not be recording the call. You will be submitting the reflection on a document. Can I repeat that? You will not be recording the call. You will be submitting the reflections after the call on a document. Yeah. Follow these instructions. If you do have more than one call, please only write up information from one of the calls. If there's a peer who is struggling to find somebody and you already have someone, it's okay to have more than one call. You can have a call with 2 peers, 2 peer partners, just because we learn in community and we want everybody to be successful, right? So it's okay, but only write one reflection. Yeah, write one reflection from any of the call. You choose whichever one you want to write. The other part of your submission is the VA program Simple Skills Tracker. So this one, you make a copy of the document, and the instructions are here. They're already here in part of your learning. You will see mini project 1 in the content there, right? So make sure you're following that. It's the other document that you'll be submitting. Let me see where this leads us. Okay, too many pages. Apologies about that. It should be.
I have them up, Pauline, if it's going to make it
You have them
easier.
up? Okay.
Yeah.
Please share. Please share.
Okay, let me just share my screen. In addition to what Pauline has said, what you need to keep in mind for this week is that your milestone submission encompasses 2 specific tasks, right? 1, the skills tracker, and then number 2, the reflection from your chat with your peer. So the skills tracker and then the reflection from your chat with your peer. So there's an order in which we think you'll get the most value out of the milestone. we think we highly recommend that you fill out the skills tracker first. And then after filling out the skills tracker, that's when you hold the call with your peer. I'm going to give you a demonstration about what the skills tracker you're going to be filling looks like and where you find it. And then I'm going to give you a demonstration about how to conduct the call and do the reflection after the call. I hope those two are going to be helpful. So the assumption we're making here is that you already have a peer or you are in the process of getting a peer, right? So if you don't have a peer, look at all the communications we've sent before. There's a link to the peer finder tool, use that. If you're in a WhatsApp group, find a peer in a WhatsApp group. If you're in the squads or in the community on eHub, find a peer in the community. You can find peers everywhere. If you're in a place with a hub, a physical hub, ask around for anybody who is Cohort 14 VA and you'll find an in-person peer. So you can find peers all around. I see people looking for peers in the chat too. That's also recommended, right? So what I'm going to do next is give you a walkthrough about on how to fill the tracker, the skills tracker, right? Because we feel like you should do that first. So I'll just share my screen here really fast. And if you have any questions, just note them down and we'll take care of them in the Q&A. Right. So I believe you can see my screen now. Right now, in the page that talks about what the milestone is about and what the recap quiz is about. I'll not focus on the recap quiz. I'll talk about the milestone because I feel like there's a lot more challenges here. So as I've said, there's two tasks. Task one is for you to learn all the week's content and then complete the skills tracker. Task two is to conduct peer coaching. And for the peer coaching, you only need to submit the reflection from the peer coaching. So I'm going to go to the page with the skill tracker. Let me just share my whole screen. I think it's going to be more useful that way. Believe you can see my screen now. Right now, I'm in this VA skills tracker page. Just click through the links in your content and you'll arrive to this page. Trust me, it's super intuitive. Once you get to this page, it's the mini project one. You read through the content. There's a lot of guidelines here around how to, the importance of tracking your skills, and then where to find the skill tracker link. You find it right here. And when you click that, it's going to bring you to this spreadsheet. But before it brings you to this spreadsheet, it's going to ask you to make a copy of the spreadsheet. Just click copy and it's going to bring you here. Once you come here, there's very specific instructions at the top that tell you how to use the skill tracker. So basically, the skill tracker is labeled from 1 to 5. 5 means you feel like you're very, very exceptional at the skill. 1 means that you feel like you have minimal or no skills whatsoever in that area. So we've listed a number of skills here. We have soft skills, we have technical skills. Leave out the tech tools for a second. So if you remember from last week, we had said that we want to make sure that you get into the program feeling like you understand the specific skills you need to work on. We don't want you to be studying blindly. We want you to understand, okay, I'm working towards a growth mindset. I'm working towards prioritization and proactivity. Is this content giving me that? What can I do to make sure that I get to that level, right? So you come here to this skills tracker, and then you just fill it up. For example, if I feel like my organizational skills are low, I'll put 1. It's going to turn red. If I feel like my adaptability is high, I'll put 5, right? It's going to turn green. So I end up filling all these skills for the soft skills, and then I also fill up those for the basic technical skills. I'll put 4 here, I'll put 3 here, depending on how I feel, right? There's a key up here. And then being a VA means you also use different kinds of tools, right? So we have Gmail, we have Calendly, we have Motion. Some of you might be familiar with this. Some of you might be hearing this for the first time, and that's okay. So you'll come to the tools too and be like, okay, I've never heard about Gmail. I'm going to put 1. And then when you see ChatGPT, you'll be like, I know about that. So I'll put 5, right? So in the end, you're going to have this spreadsheet where you have a list of the skills you feel like you're good at, the tools you feel like you're good at, and you'll have a very clear picture of what you need to work on, right? And then you'll come down here because there's a lot of skills. If you look here, we have more than 10 skills for the soft skills, more than probably 10 technical skills. We want you to summarize those into just the top 10 skills, right, from both rows. Just be like, okay, these are the skills I need to work on. Write them down here. Self-management, grit and resilience. I need to master Doodle, or I need to master Canva. Just write them down here, a list of 10, right? And then write for yourself a growth plan. How do you want to be better at that skill you've identified you need to grow in, right? So this is up to you. You'll be like, okay, so for managing up, I want to probably use ChatGPT to tell me how to respond to my manager when I feel like my manager is pushing me too hard, or when I feel like my manager is changing priorities or shifting goalposts, or my client is changing the scope of the work he gave me. How do I go about that? I'll use ChatGPT, or I'll Google, or
Hi, sorry, Kennedy. Can I stop you for a second? We have some people struggling to see the screen. Can you zoom in a bit more?
Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, how's that now? I'm not seeing the chat, so that's why I didn't catch that on time. I hope that if you give me thumbs up, I'll know this one works.
That's better.
Okay, cool, perfect. Basically, I've gone through the different skills and the way you are going to like rate them. And then now the last part of the skills tracker is you listing the 10 skills you want to build or grow, and then you building a growth plan around how you want to go about that. Once you're done with that, I'm going to zoom out again. Your skills tracker is ready. That's all you need to do for the skills tracker. Just go through it, create a plan, and that's it, right? Your skills tracker is ready. So stay with me though, because after you've gotten your skills tracker, you need to do something with it. You need to go back now to the peer finder, to the peer you had, either from WhatsApp, eHub, or the peer finder tool. And then now you're ready to get into a conversation because you know what you're strong at, you know what you're weak at, you know what you need to grow. Now you're ready to have that phone call, because if you got into that phone call without having the skills tracker, then what are you going to talk about, right? So I'm going to walk you through what the call and the reflection should look like. Just give me a second. A lot of tabs here. A lot of tabs. Okay, cool. So you'll still find this in your content, right? So you've done your skills tracker tool. You're done with that. The next thing is for you to find a squad, a peer. Sorry, I'm mixing a few of these things up, but stick with me. Find a peer, right? As Pauline said, organize a 30 to 60-minute phone call. And this is how your phone call should look like. The phone call has two parts. Part A is you, of course, introducing yourself, being like, hey, my name is Kennedy, and my second name is this, right? And then number two, because you already have the skills tracker, you'll be like, oh, by the way, I did the skills tracker thing. These are my 5 strongest skills. And these are the 5 skills I feel like I really, really want to work on. I feel like these are very challenging for me personally. And, talk about a few things regarding growth and grit mindset, because these are key parts of our value. And then share one thing you enjoyed the most about the course so far. I know we are in week 2, but just have conversation. And this is a guide around the things you can talk about. And then give your peer, of course, a chance to also talk through some of these things. After you're done with part A like that, you go to part B. And part B is very, very important, because in part B, we've given you a script. We've given you a playbook, the questions to ask. So you are in part B with your peer. One of you becomes a coach. One of you becomes a coachee. So one of you becomes the person that is getting coached. One of you becomes the person that is coaching the other one, right? And you're going to interchange these roles after. So if I'm Kennedy and, my coachee is Pauline, I'm going to read through these questions and I'm like, okay, Pauline, now I understand what your skills are, the ones you want to build, blah, 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 right? I'll be like, okay, Pauline, tell me about a goal that you have either for this class or for your career in the next year or so. Is your goal SMART? And we've defined what SMART is. And then Pauline is going to tell me that, right? And then after that, me as a coach, I'm going to summarize what I had. I'm going to write it down in paper or in some document. And then I'll go to the next question, the third question, all the way to the bottom, right? And then we'll switch roles. Now Pauline will be my coach and I'll be the coachee. And then she's going to ask me all the questions up here. And then she's going to take the notes, right? After that, this is where your submission comes in, right? Now the reflection that Pauline was talking about. You're going to copy and paste the questions we have from A all the way to H down here. I hope you can see my screen and you don't need me to zoom in. Let me know if you need me to zoom in. You're going to copy A to H here. I'm just click copy. Then I'm going to copy this into a Google Doc. And there's a link here, so you don't need to move away from this screen. I'm going to go click this Google Doc. And because I copied the questions from A to H, I'll just click Control V so that I paste. And the thing I pasted will come here. So the question is the full name of the peer I had a call with. I'll just say I had a call with Pauline Wanja, right? And then the date and time, I'll write today's date and time. Is it what? It's 23rd, I believe, or 24th, whatever date it is, right? The modality of the call, was it on Zoom, was it on WhatsApp, blah, blah, blah. You write that down, how you felt. You just go step by step and finish this reflection document. Of course, we want you to write your name up here and all that. The instructions about how to do that are in the
Hi,
content.
Kennedy.
Yes.
It seems a number of people are not seeing the screen again.
How is that?
Please give a thumbs up if you can see it now.
All right.
Okay.
All right, cool. Sorry again, guys. Thank you because you're super patient today. And every other day.
I think there's also a concern of the black glitch on the screen. Please ignore that for now.
Okay.
The main content is visible.
All right. So as I was saying, you copy and paste the questions from A to H from here. Then after copying all this, you click the Google Doc. It's going to open up this document for you. You paste the questions here and answer them. That is your reflection, right? So there's one other hack you can do to make sure that everything you're working on is in the same page, but I'll share that with you later on. So now you have your skills tracker. It's filled out in the spreadsheet, right? You also have the Google Doc with the different questions that and the reflections from the conversation you had with your peer. So you come to this page that you're working on, you scroll down, and there is opportunities for you. There's spaces for you to now submit your work. You get to submit your skills tracker here. And then you get to submit your coaching reflection document here. It's super easy. Just make sure that you're not submitting your skills tracker in the peer coaching segment and the reflection in the skills tracker segment. Just make sure the right document is in the right place, right? And you're good to go. That's all you need to do to be done with the week 2 milestone. I hope that's clear. And if you have questions, of course, you have a Q&A section later.
Kennedy, could you
yeah.
go to your documents and show them how to make them anyone can view, although the instructions are there.
Yes, definitely. That's very important. So this document here right now, what was this reflection?
The writing, the naming is very clear on Savannah. Don't name as Kennedy has named. Follow the instructions on Savannah.
Follow the instructions on Savannah, please. It was just nagging me that it was not having a good name. So for you to, after you're done here, we want to make sure that when you submit this document, everyone can view it. So Google doesn't allow people to view your document by default for privacy reasons. You have to give people permission to view your document. So all you have to do when you're done is come here to the place that says share, click share. When you click share, it's going to open this up. As you can see, it says only people with access can open with the link. So we're going to change this by clicking this drop-down thing and then say anyone with the link can view. Now you're good to go. You can copy your link and then you click done and you're ready to go. Same thing with the skills tracker spreadsheet. You just come to share, top right. When you click share, this thing is going to pop up. Right now, I'm signed in with the VA email. All I have to do is click this restricted button and then click anyone with the link can It's going to show view. My network is lagging. Apologies for that. View. And then you're good to go. You copy the link, you click done, you're good to go. Now your document can be viewed by everyone who needs to view it to grade you. So that's all you need to take care of to be aligned with the week 2 milestone. I hope that's clear.
Yep. Sure thing. Thank you, Kennedy. I'm just gonna do a quick screen share. Just so that they see where the different links will be going. This is where you will be submitting. So you can see submit your skills tracker task. So the links you've copied, the ones that Kennedy was showing you, like, for example, share restricted, then you copy link here, copy link and done. Then you come and copy that here. You copy it here as is. So that link will be a spreadsheet, okay? Because it's your skills tracker. It's what you are working on. If you copy anything else, you will have failed. Okay, I hope that is clear for you. If you copy if you copy the document, the peer coaching, this document, you copy it here, you will have failed. You will not have succeeded in that. It will not accept your link, rather. And then here you submit the Google document, the peer coaching reflection task, you submit it here. You copy and save. Yeah. Let's attempt and see. Right now it's okay, but it will, for some of you it will not work. So once you're done with this, you're good. Okay. If you submit early, you can move forward. Or if you really want to test whether you've submitted the correct link, you can dry run, review, and it will tell you, congratulations, all tests passed successfully. You're ready for your next mission. So you can close that and move forward, move to the next one, okay? If you submitted the wrong thing and it tells you you didn't pass, you can come back here and remove the link and then submit the correct link. Yeah, I hope that is clear. And then once you're done with your milestone, you're not done for the week. Guys, some of you are submitting milestones and forgetting there's still a quiz, okay? There's a quiz for week 2. Every week you have a quiz now moving forward, a quiz and a milestone. Once you're done with your milestone, go to the next page and submit or do your recap quiz here and make sure you're passing that as well. Cool. So you have 3 things, 3 deliverables, 2 documents to submit as projects and a quiz. Make sure you're reminding your peers to submit those 3 things. Now we are going to move quickly to the Q&A in case there are still a few questions that are unanswered. We'll tackle those, although we feel we have answered most of your questions during our presentation. Kennedy, are you seeing any unanswered questions on the Q&A?
I was lost
Yeah.
in the chat for a second.
I see someone saying I have tried, that is David Frempong. I have tried reaching out to my peer, but there is no response. Is there a way to cancel and look for another? Yes, absolutely. Kennedy, are we able to cancel peers on the peer finder tool? Actually, let's go quickly to the peer finder tool and have a quick demo.
Awesome. Would you like me to do that, Elaine?
Yes.
Okay, guys, give me a second.
No worries. I can share my screen since it's already here.
Thank you. I feel like this is one of our most straightforward tools. And just before I pile on the peer finder tool to the rest of everything we've talked about, I still see a number of you mentioning that they are lost. Don't worry, right? This session is recorded. You can always come back to it and watch it later, okay? And then if you feel like you've quite understood what the skills tracker and the reflection submission process looks like, please help your peers, right? Go out there and share some of these details with somebody on WhatsApp or on eHub, or do something. Maybe record a screen and share it on eHub, or record your screen going through it. Not, of course, your answers, but just the process.
Hello, Kennedy. Can you guys hear Kennedy?
We lost Kennedy.
Can you guys hear Kennedy? We lost Kennedy. Can you guys hear? Okay, so I'll move ahead with demonstrating the peer finder. So for those who have not had a chance, I've shared the peer finder link in the chat. This is where you get started. You come and say get started. You select VA. You're in cohort 14. Then options is you're just looking for a peer coach. You fill your details. You fill your phone number. The reason you're filling your phone number is that these details are sent to your email. Some of you are filling and then you don't go back to your email to check whether you've received their contacts. So because you've shared, then the person who is matched with you, they'll receive your email and your phone number, right? You select the language, just in case someone else selects the same language as you, it becomes easier to match you quickly. You select the country, your country that you're in. It also makes these things so much easier to match, to find a peer. Right now you're working in week 2. Some people are in week 1 and they need help with week 1. Availability, you select when you're available, either mornings or you're just flexible. I hope most of you are flexible. If not, it's okay. You can select evening or afternoon or morning. It will find somebody else who is matched like you. Then learning preference, it could be you're looking for general navigation. Maybe someone is struggling with Savannah. You need someone to help you with that. A co-working session, like for the peer, that's gonna be a co-working session because it's something that you're required. It's a requirement. You can be flexible as well. And then you can be open. If you're open, you find a peer quicker, faster, especially for some countries. But if you're not open and you say no, then you will have to wait a little bit longer for somebody to match in your country with exactly the things that you're looking for, right? And then you can either look for 2 people or 3 people. Right now, we've only made those provisions. If you're looking for more people, go to your squad where we showed you and reach out to more people. Then you submit. You accept disclaimer and then submit. Once you submit, an email is sent out to you that you're in waiting. Once you've been matched, you receive an email. You've been matched with the details of this person who you are matched. If it was written, you're in waiting, you can come and check the status of your matching. You can either send the user ID that was sent to your email or the email you used to register with, and then fill your email and check status. It will either still be waiting or it will tell you to redo again, and you can come back, yes, and get started again. So yes, you can, if you did this and you still don't have a match, please go back and start again. And this time round, be a little bit more open with the kind of peer you're looking for, okay? I hope that is clear for you guys. So, yep. Let's see if there's still any questions that... Kennedy, are you back? All right. There's someone who is saying, I have finished my week 1 task and it still appears as red. By red, do you mean... Where do you mean? Where do you mean? You mean you're seeing absolutely 0 here, or you're just seeing a lot of red on your page? Because our platform has a lot of red. Um, but it could also mean that you're seeing here, you should be seeing green. If you submitted everything after the deadlines on Monday, these elements, if you marked all of them complete and you moved next to, if you did everything, everything should be appearing green here in week 1. That is if you're done with week 1. But in week 2, it will still read, some of them, not all of them, some of them will read blank. Like there's a quiz at the end of every module. Even if you've submitted these and you've gotten all of them correct, because you have to get all these correct for you to move forward, these will appear as not done yet until the deadlines on Monday. And then Tuesday morning, you can come back and these will show green. Yeah. So I'm not sure where you mean it is showing red, but it will be showing your progress here. This person has not done anything. Don't worry about that. But if you are at par, let me stop sharing, and Kennedy, you can be answering another question as I look for a learner who has done everything they're supposed to do and they're at par in week 2, and I'll show you what your progress should be looking like at week 2. Kennedy, you can take another question.
Yeah, thank you, Pauline. So I'm seeing a number of you asking about the number of peers they can work with. You can work with as many peers as you want, right? I mean, we recommend 2, but sometimes there's somebody out there looking for a peer. They reach out to you. You already have a peer, but they've not found a peer. You can always add them to your group so that there's 3 of you. But as you said earlier, when it comes to your reflection, you only reflect on one of the engagements. So you choose from either peer 1 or peer 2, right? But you can interact and have as many peers as you want. So there's no limit to that. And then I've also shared the link to the Peer Finder tool in the chat for those who are asking. For those who are asking for the recording, thank you, Cynthia. You've sent a link to the YouTube in the chat. That's where the recording will be at. But if you also look out for our communications tomorrow morning on WhatsApp and on eHub, you're going to find links to this session and all our sessions. And then, guys, we have something called the Program Hub space on eHub. It's where you get absolutely everything you need to be successful, including recordings from this session, all the sessions we're going to have in the future, and all the sessions we had last week. So don't worry, you're going to have those.
All right.
Let me just
Coming back to quickly show everybody what a successful week 1 looks like. So as you can see, this person has gone through all their content. And so it looks very nice with all the greens. These quizzes will only turn green after you're done. After the deadline, sorry. The deadline was on Monday, 11:59 GMT. If you come back 4 hours later, your page will have refreshed and it will look like this. Yeah. As you can see, they are recap quiz. If you fail 1 or 2 recap, I think 3, and you got above 70, you cannot redo your recap. So this is how it looks on the recap quiz. This person is already passed, and the progress on their homepage will show them they got 90 for the recap quiz because they failed 1 question, right? So it will show you what you got for your recap quiz here for week 1. And then you can view. You can go to the recap quiz and view. So this is the progress. As you can see, they are still red. This one is telling the person you are on track with, because they are done with week 1. If you're not done with week 1 and we are in week 2, it will tell you you're behind, like it was showing the other person. As you can see, you're busy with week 1. Week 1 task is 100% complete. Yeah, you can also see the events that are upcoming here on your learning page or your learning portal. Then in week 2, now you're in week 2, as you can see, 0% progress because you're still learning. You've not submitted your milestone. If you submit your milestone here, it will show you what you will have gotten for this specific task of the milestone. If you submit one link, like this week, you are submitting 2 documents, right? If you submit only one document, it will show you 50% done. Yeah. If you submit both documents, it will show you your progress here, 100% done, or you got 100%, and then it will show you complete. And then the same thing with the quiz. If you start the quiz and you do halfway, it will show you you're not done with your quiz. You're still in progress. This one has not started, you're still in progress. As you can see, it's also showing you you're busy with week 2. Task completed for this period, 0%. If you do the recap quiz only and you've not done the milestone, it will show you your progress. At the end of the week, next Tuesday morning, if you come back here after the deadline and you are done with everything you're supposed to do in week 2, then it will show you you've completed every task for week 2. Yeah, you have 7 days from today until the deadline. You have 7 days until Monday to have completed everything you're supposed to do for week 2. I hope that clears everything for everybody. And also, for those who ask, where do I find the events? Where can I get a notification? We have 30 minutes or 1 hour notification for events on your emails, or if you added your calendar to your personal calendars, our calendar to your personal calendars, you should get a notification. But also, you can come to your learning portal and see all the events that are happening during that week, and you can join those events, okay? You guys are sharp, so I believe you've gotten this. If not, you can rewatch the recording, as Kennedy was saying. Forgive us, we've run out of time slightly, but we needed to answer your questions. Kennedy, do you still feel there are a few more questions that we need to answer? We are requesting for a few more minutes just to tackle everything, and then we'll release you.
No, I feel like you've covered it, Pauline. And if you feel like we didn't address your question, again, we apologize. We always try our best to cover all of them, but we're not always able to. So I think we can proceed. I feel like we're in a good place.
All right. Thank you, everybody. You have all the tools you need to succeed. Go use those tools and succeed. Okay? We believe in you guys. We really do. What do we have in terms of announcements this week? Okay, so next event is we have a speaker series on Thursday. Our apologies, yeah, we wrote tomorrow, but it's Thursday. We have somebody who's gone through VA. They've also gone through other ALX courses. They're coming back to pay it forward as a guest speaker on Thursday. You can actually go ahead and do a quick little research on virtually Saitore, a guest speaker named Virtually Saitore. I want you guys to be excited. That's why I'm giving you her name. Go ahead and search her TikTok, her LinkedIn, and if you see any posts, show her you're excited to be joining her event. She'll be talking about her journey into the freelancing world, building a company in the virtual assistant and executive assistant world. She's reached global markets. She's found a job. She's employing VAs as well. So please come in and please prepare questions for her as well. We'll have a Q&A with her just to hear her story more and learn how to navigate in this new world that you're joining. And then please, we have an onboarding survey that we've launched on the learning portal and also in our email. Go right ahead and tell us, how was your onboarding experience? How was week 1? How are the events? Did you feel supported? If you felt supported and you got everything, every resource that you needed, then it's a 10, okay? But also you can tell us where we need to improve in terms of how we are supporting you, because we are here to make sure that you're succeeding. We will have support sessions. There'll likely be watch parties where you come in and join and go through the guides that we've shared with you on Zoom webinars. We've shared these, but we will set apart some time so that you can come in and have some level of accountability in being guided on how to do your weekly tasks. Be on the lookout for that. Likely Monday. This could be a different day, but for now it is Monday, 2 p.m. GMT or 5 p.m. GMT. But please be flexible and look out for the calendar invites as well. And then if you have any questions that are still lingering, we told you guys, Leah knows the answers we are telling you. They'll be able to answer you. And anytime, it could be 4 a.m. your time, whichever time, go to Leah, ask the questions. You don't have anybody you can reach out to at 4 a.m., go and ask Leah. But if it's a technical issue you're experiencing either on eHub or on Savannah or anywhere else with the Peer Finder tool, please submit a ticket on the ALX support team. And we showed you where. It's in the email. These links are in your emails or on eHub as well. And lastly, we would love to hear how we did for this session. What can we improve? Please take a moment and share your feedback with us. This will only take a quick 1 minute. So I'll play a song as you feed us and as the link is shared. Yes, the guest is called Vacheli Saitore. Someone is sharing the feedback link. Let us know how the session was and how we can improve and how we can support you better. When you're done, give me a thumbs up so I can know how many of you are done sharing your feedback. Share an emoji when you're done. A thank you, a thumbs up rather. A heart. Let me know that you've shared your feedback with us. So far, I'm seeing nothing. Okay, I can see someone has written done. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. All right. Don't worry if you still have any confusion. If you go through your learning content, I promise you the confusion will disappear. You are probably confused because you've not started learning. So go start learning, and I promise you, you'll be like, what was the confusion about? So, all right. All the best, guys. Kennedy, any last words?
Kennedy has dropped.
All righty. Bye, everybody. All the best.